Hey everyone. Hey, I got a really good question from Mike over in Japan, one of my students in Japan. And his question was about when we're setting the frame, is it really more of a mental thing, or is there a physical component to developing the frame? And this is a really good question. Okay, so my answer is, well, first, let me define what physical means to me, right? When I think of the physical part, I'm primarily thinking about the muscle use, okay? So the muscle use, we want to relax, okay? So when you're setting this frame, I don't want you to use the muscle, and what I mean by using the muscle is by forcing a tension into your body to do something, like holding your shoulders up but you get a little tense, or straightening your spine and you feel tension. Whenever you feel tension, okay, in your body, when you're trying to create a frame, okay, then I would say you're becoming too physical. By that I mean you're using the muscle too much to do something. So then, because the end result, what we want to do is we want the muscles to be as relaxed as possible. Because when your muscles relax, you can then start to collect that relaxed mass and collect it to the floor. So you start to generate a collection of mass. The more you're relaxed, the more mass you're going to feel going down to your heels, right? And this is good, right? So, in order for us to relax the muscle, means that the more you relax the muscle, the more you need to replace it with something else, okay? And that something else is the skeletal alignment, the skeletal frame, right? And the connective tissue, the joints, the ligaments, this kind of stuff, right? So this has to replace the tense muscle, right? So the more relaxed you are, the more you need a skeletal alignment, right? Now, is this a physical action? Okay. Well, if there is a physical component, then I would say it would be focusing on the correct alignment of your skeleton. That would be my definition of trying. If you are saying you're being physical, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, try to use the skeleton, the alignment of the skeleton, right? And focus on that, right? Perfecting that, right? And that we call trying to achieve perfect posture, right? Now, that requires a focus, and that's the high level focus, the high level awareness and concentration of trying to get every little thing aligned, every bone in your body to align in a perfect way, so that your muscles surrounding that skeleton can more and more relax. Right? So that is the goal, right? As far as like Mike's question about, he also said, well, he feels like he can do. He's becoming less physical to get a frame. It's easier for him, right? Now, if he just focuses on that connection and his body, and he asked me, is he on the right track? And my answer is yes. And the reason I can say that is because what he's probably feeling is that because he's getting more and more awareness of his skeletal frame, and his muscles are becoming more and more relaxed, and he's feeling the efficiency of that, right? And it becomes easier and easier. And so I would say, yes, Mike, you are on the right direction. You need to keep practicing that, right? And keep going, all right? And good job. Now, my now that we know it's about skeletal alignment, right? Especially from, let's say, the heels to the nape of your neck, okay, is just like this rubber, this bungee cord, right? So from here to here, this would be from your heels to your head, right? Now, if I go like this and there's a slack, right? When there's movement in here, I cannot feel the bottom, and the bottom I cannot feel the top, see? Because there's so much slack, right? So this would be equivalent to me going, let's say, like this, right? So my body, that I create slack. So if the upper body is going down, relaxing down, you're creating slack, right? If your knees are bending, you're creating a slack, and this ends up becoming gaps in your skeletal system. We don't want this. So what do we want? We want you to have this effect. See? So now it's stretched out. So now, because there's a top and a bottom, and I've removed the slack, right? Now, when I pull this, see, I can feel the top and the bottom. The top, my hand can feel the bottom, and my foot can feel the top. So anywhere in here now, I can feel the top and bottom, right? So that's what you want to recreate in your body, from your heels to your head. So you don't want to go down, you want to go up. So I know it sounds crazy, but in order for you to get connection of your body, inside your body, through the skeletal system, right? You must separate your body. You must separate your joints. I know that seems weird, right? But that's the only way to get this kind of stretch feeling, right? To get this. So from my middle, so this would be from here. If I stretch, this would be the middle point, right? Right here where my finger is at, right? So from here up, it's pulling up. From here down, it's pulling down. So from my middle up, I'm stretching up, and this is a focus, right? And then from here, from my center axis down to my heels, I'm sinking down. So I'm going down and I'm going up, which means I'm separating my joints. I'm separating my body through the middle point, which is what we want. Okay? And that's how you get connection, right? Then when you have this, then you can have your arms connected to this thing, or your feet, like this. So now we have a stretch, we have a separation, which creates a connection in our spine and our skeletal system. But now the arms from here, okay, so we'll call this from my fingers up, that would be the forearms, and from my fingers back would be the tricep, the elbows back, right? So if the elbows are too relaxed and they're slack, again, you're not going to feel this point, right? And you're not going to feel where my fingers are at. There's too much slack. So what you got to do is, when this is stretched, you have to stretch this too. See? So this is stretching. So now when I stretch this, it's connected to this thing here, right? The forearms are still floppy, and the wrists, but everything else is connected to each other like this. You see that? So you can't have this and this. See? This is now just a lot of muscle use in your arms. This is a lot of shoulder. You have to have this, right? And you have to have that, right? Connected to. So this is also stretching. So there's also in your arm, there's also a middle point, right? In your arm. So from there you're going forward, and from the other half you're going backwards. So it becomes like this. Okay? And then your forearms are just like feelers, and they're doing all this kind of weird stuff, angle changes, right? But when you move your body, it's always like this. It's always stretched, and your elbows are always gently stretched. This stretch is not a physical action. Again, it's not a muscular action to do that. It's not your elbows like this. See, I'm very tense. Where I'm stretching and I feel tense. It's not this. It's a mental thing. Your muscle has to be as relaxed as possible while trying to achieve this connection. So again, practice, focus on separating your body through the middle, right? One going up, half going down, through a mental focus, a mental awareness, right? With your muscles relaxing more and more to collect mass, right? To create a connection inside your body, right? So hope this clears things up for you, Michael. Keep practicing. I hope everyone practices. And if you have any other questions, you can always ask me on my website, or you can send me an email. Or if you're a part of my Art of Pressure Fighting on Facebook, then you're always welcome to ask or post a question there, and then I'll do my best to try to answer it. So keep practicing, and I'll see you guys soon.